I don't know. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it. Dear. When I mentioned this book in my last wrap-up video, a lot of people commented saying that they thought The Circle sounded really interesting, so I wanted to give it its own separate video where I can elaborate a little bit about it. So The Circle by Dave Eggers is a sci-fi that feels like it could be contemporary, and it is about a very influential and powerful company called The Circle. And this company basically allows people to have all of their online activity under one account, and you can also use this account to buy things. It's where your bank account is. But as well as that, The Circle is kind of at the cutting edge of technology, so they're always developing new things and coming up with new ideas and inventing things that will supposedly help mankind. The story starts when we meet our main character, May, and she's just landed a job at The Circle in the customer service department. And when she arrives there, everything seems like a utopia. It's amazing and it seems so forward thinking and everything, but slowly as the novel progresses, we realise that everything is not as it seems. For every good purpose a piece of technology might have in this book, there is always an underlying threat that it could be used in a nefarious way. I think the real strength of this book is that it feels like it could be going on right now if The Circle existed, or if not, then at least in the next 5 years. In that aspect, it felt very realistic and scary. Although it felt like it could happen, I didn't always necessarily think that it would happen as smoothly as it did in the novel. I felt like there would be a lot more backlash from the public, and I don't think people would have gone along with it as long as they did. Then again, this is fiction, so things kind of had to happen that way for it to be the story that it was, but I just wasn't buying that part. You do see some opposition to this whole company, but it's a very, very, very small percentage, and I think that percentage would have been a lot higher if it happened in real life, or at least that's what I'm hoping. The book is split into 3 parts. There's book 1, book 2 and book 3, and book 1 is a little bit over half the length of the book, and the other 2 parts are the last 200 pages or so. And I really, really enjoyed book 2 and book 3. I thought the build-up of tension in that part was fantastic. I had this feeling of dread in my stomach the whole time. It was so good. But the beginning part was so long and there was so much packed in there that I just felt, was all of it really necessary? Did we need that build-up at the beginning to appreciate the ending, or could a lot of that first part have been cut? I kind of wish I could completely forget the book and then go back to it in the future and read like book 2 and book 3 and see if it makes sense on its own. In terms of characters, although the book is about the development of the company, it is also very, very much about the main character May and her own development and how it coincides with the company's. I spent a lot of this book wanting to shout at May for the decisions that she was making, and sometimes I just didn't understand them. She's very impulsive and I guess I'm just not like that, so I didn't understand why she would do some of the things that she did. And they were mostly decisions concerning her love life. I don't think I was very taken with those relationships. Yeah, that didn't work for me. The fact that it didn't have any chapters was also a good and a bad thing, because you kind of get bombarded with all of these things one after the other, and I can't tell if this is a comment on the kind of culture that we have right now, where we're kind of bombarded by all of this information on the internet every day. Another strength of this book that I found were the themes. I thought that they were really, really relevant to kind of internet culture these days. Funnily enough, I found them very relevant to our kind of booktube culture and also just reviewing things in general online, and the idea of wanting your opinion to be heard and wanting to leave something of yourself behind, I guess. And this kind of new celebrity culture phenomenon that is happening on like social media and things like that, exploring what happens when ordinary people just put themselves out there online and end up with loads of fans, and the effects that that can have on people. In the end, I thought the best parts about this book were definitely the ideas and the themes and the comments that it brought up, but I really do wish that the story had been told in a much simpler way and cut down a lot. I feel like a lot of May's background melodrama could have been taken out. Maybe that's just my opinion, but there we go. I gave this book 2 out of 5 stars because I did think that the writing was good, and I really enjoyed the ending, and I really enjoyed the fact that it made me think. On the back, The Guardian says that it is the most on-the-money satirical commentary on the early internet age, full of clever, plausible, unnerving ideas. So I would really agree with that comment. That's exactly what the book is summed up to me in one. Let me know in the comments whether you have read this book or want to read it, and let's have a discussion. That's all for this review. I hope that it was somewhat coherent. I completely messed up all of this video because I just kept thinking of new things to bring up and couldn't get anything out in any kind of sane order, so I don't know what you just watched, is what I'm saying. But thank you for watching anyway. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye!